Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How I stop the victim mentality, because it's something that I've struggled with a lot, especially as a girl. I've healed my childhood trauma. I'm still processing everything, that happened while I was growing up. Oh, there's a fly here, but there's still some things that trigger me, but I definitely am faster to pick myself back up compared to back then. I like to remind myself that life doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. So stuff that happened to me when I was a child, I don't think of it as, oh, it happened to me, but I still cry, but not as long as I used to back then. I used to, get sad and just stay in bed for, I guess, hours or like days even, or weeks. But now I just put on a timer and I go to my closet. This is what I did today, okay? So something happened at home and I just gave myself 10 minutes. So I told Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Then I told myself, I was like, in this 10 minutes, I could cry all I want. But when this timer goes off, I need to get out of this closet and do what I need to do. So I was crying because something triggered me at home. And I went in the closet, started crying, and I just started talking to myself, how I would want someone that cares about me to talk to me, but it was myself. So it was basically my 19-year-old self talking to my 5-year-old self about what happened and just comforting myself. And I've never done this before, but it helped a lot and it made me so happy. So I was in the closet and I was hugging myself. I was just like, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're everything. Whatever happened, it's not because of you. You're not worthless, you're not this. This is just a reflection of who they are. And it helped me a lot because that is truly what happens, when other people treat you a certain way. It's not really of you, it's because of how they feel about themselves. And that's why you need to be really careful on how you talk to yourself, because your mind doesn't know any difference about you and that person that you're talking trash about. If you were talking trash about another person, your brain is going to think that you're talking about yourself, because your brain only knows you. So if you call someone ugly or fat, in your brain you're thinking that you're fat and you're ugly. And that's why you really need to be careful on how you talk to yourself. And I just thought it was just amazing that I could reflect on what happened and learn something from it, because back then I would just cry about it and just take it how it is, and it is not how it is. And yeah, of course, those things still need to happen. And I believe that what happened to me growing up happened for me, because it shaped me who I am today. I'm such a strong person now that if I didn't get rid of that victim mindset of it happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, then I would still be in that victim mindset, but rather be more optimistic and be like, there's a purpose for this. I can use this to become a better person. I can use this to make me think back of the past and be like, wow, I overcame that. What else can I overcome? And it definitely challenges me, because overall we need to challenge ourselves mentally and physically every day. And whenever something triggers me, it definitely makes me work on my mental. And overall, that's just how we are as humans. We need to improve daily on our mental, our physical, our spiritual. We're holistic human beings. And on top of that, going to the gym helps a lot, because when you go to the gym, you could just pour all those burdens in that weight and just, you somehow need to get it out. And talking to myself helps a lot. But you also need to be careful on trauma dumping to others, because trauma dumping to others is just not good. You still need, I'm not saying that it's not good to talk about it to trusted friends, but sometimes you need to realize that you got you. I'm not saying be an independent person, you don't need anyone for the rest of your life. I'm just saying that, and expect yourself to be there for you more than others, because people they're also human beings, you know, they fail as people and they're not perfect. It helped me a lot with like my self-respect. I definitely respect myself more. I have certain boundaries that I don't like to be crossed. I know my self-worth. I don't need anyone else's validation for me to know my self-worth. I know what I bring to the table. I hope that people stop trauma dumping because I want healed people to meet others who are healed, you know? And truly that's the goal, to be more aware. Like, we can't change our childhood trauma. We can't change our attachment styles, but we can be more aware of it so then we know when certain things trigger us. Like, I have such an anxious attachment style. I always feel like I'm being abandoned. So that just reminds me when I feel a certain way, or whenever I treat someone else a certain way, I'm just like, oh, it's because I'm scared that you might leave me, or you might abandon me. And with the anxious attachment style, you usually attract someone who's avoidant. So us human beings, we attract someone that triggers our childhood wounds. So since I have an abandonment issues, I attract someone who triggers that. And same thing for them. So if they're very avoidant, they're gonna attract someone, even though they don't like that and they're very avoidant when it comes to, you know, how they are, you're gonna attract someone the opposite of that. So you're gonna attract someone who's very attached, who's very needy, and those people just come together. But when they come together and they're more aware of that, then they can have a beautiful, healthy relationship. What I want, I guess, from me making these videos is to create healthier relationships so then we have healthier families, because I'm just tired of people being, you know, naive to this topic. Like, I want people to do more inner work. We all have traumas after all, and if you don't deal with it, it's gonna come up one way or another. I also think that it's important to put ourselves in a place where it could trigger us so we could work on it, because the more triggers we get, the better we could work on our response to those triggers. Weight loss is a byproduct of self-love. So if you really think that you love yourself, are you taking care of yourself? Like, drinking enough water? Are you eating healthy? Are you going to the gym? You think about it from like a spiritual perspective, right? If you believe in your certain religion, you'll be doing the things that makes up your religion. So if you're not, then do you really call yourself, or do you really consider yourself being part of that religion? It's the same way with self-love. If you really believe that you have self-love, you should already be doing those automatically for yourself. Not for others, but for yourself. Yeah, like, not everyone might be watching you, but yourself is watching. Yourself knows when you disrespect yourself. And we shouldn't be tolerating disrespect nowadays, you know? We've had enough of those. We love ourselves so much, we respect ourselves so much, to be crossing certain boundaries. Get along for others. Treat yourself good, and you'll teach others how to treat you. Because if you're treating yourself like crap, what makes you think that others will respect you? They're just gonna treat you like how you treat yourself. For me, I don't tolerate what I would not do to myself. So if you treat me like crap, I'm gonna be like, I wouldn't treat myself like this. So bye. Next. And not only when it comes to relationship, but also other people. I think that you need to have a healthy boundary for yourself and others so that they don't take advantage of you, because I respect myself so much. I've done so much work to heal myself, and if you cross a certain boundary, that proves to me that you're not valuing me as a person. So what's the purpose of me being there? You know, you're not adding value to me. And I just want to be around people who are like-minded, like me, who've done the internal work, and who can add something to the table, who can add value to the table, not only when it comes to relationships, but friendships as well. Because I don't have that many friendships right now, but the friends that I do have, they add something to my life. We encourage each other to become a better person. You know, like, I'm not the type of person too that, you know, like, let's hang out every single day. I'm just not like that. But when I do hang out with my friends, it's always a great time, and it's always a learning time. One of my good friends, we have a very similar goal when it comes to our future. We have really big visions, we have really big dreams, and the fact that we can, like, help each other. Like, right now we talk a lot about finances, and me and her just help each other encourage like with our credits, you know, like we were talking about like doing like a Roth IRA type of study so we know more about it, and it's just great talking about those. I hate pointless talks. Like if you talk crap about another person to me, what makes me think that you're not going to do the same to me? So I hate useless talks. Let's talk about something informative or something valuable, and that's really important when it comes to your friendships, because are you giving and taking something that is just useless, you know? Like when it comes to guys, I feel like a lot of guys think that healing and, you know, like doing the internal work is cheesy, but I truly believe a real man knows emotional awareness and have healed their childhood trauma, because I've met men who are just trauma dumping to women, and they're just way more emotional than women. And have you not done the internal work to do that? Like as a man, I think that you should get out of that victim mentality faster than a woman does. You're a man. Does that not scare you? As a woman, it is important for me to heal, but I don't have that much pressure on my shoulder. I definitely think that men nowadays have much more pressure when it comes to, you know, building a life for themselves, because as much as I have big dreams and I do want to accomplish a lot of things in life, I do want a man who is a protector and a provider. So I bring things to the table, values and my morals, and I'm just overall a person who's very well-rounded. Like I love fitness, I love psychology, I love, like, you could talk about your childhood trauma, and you know, I love it all. Love learning about finances, but at the same time I know that that's not my role overall. I want someone that could lead, and whether that be spiritual, finances, family, I definitely do want a protector and a provider. So as much as it's important for me to learn those things, I do want a man who knows more about those things than I do. I know a pretty good amount about it, but I want someone that knows more than me. And if you're a guy and you're not learning, then what are you doing? Consuming? Like, instead of consuming and entertaining ourselves through social media, we should do more of researching and applying. Healing my childhood trauma has been a very long journey, but I loved it. I watched a lot of videos, psychologists, specifically trauma therapists, and you learn a lot from them, because you realize that traumas, some of them, you're not even, in order for you to heal them, you need to be aware of them, but you don't know until you're put in a spot to learn about them. So you can be traumatized and you don't even know it because you didn't do your research. I've read a lot of books. Right now I'm currently reading 8 Rules of Love. I'm currently reading 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. This book was talking about how in order for two relationships to be good with each other, two people need to do their own thing but still support each other and support each other with the things that they're doing. I hope you guys like this video. I didn't really have a script. I just wanted to come on here and I guess talk about how I kind of healed my childhood trauma. Love you. Bye.